killed here. Exactly 5 p.m. So here I am at Chickamauga battlefield where the Union and Confederate soldiers had a war for the Gateway of the South, supposedly. And it's also, not only did 34,000 people die here, but it's also rumored to have old green eyes, an old crazy looking animal-like fangs and long hair and green eyes and looking type of creature that roams around here. Also, there's a lady in white, they say, still looking for one of her loved ones who actually died in the battle, and sometimes some looks like ghostly skeletons and soldiers walking around and riding horses, things of that nature. So let's go see if we can find green eyes, maybe. I don't know, but it's still cool. I'm going to try to get all the monuments anyway. Good deal. Here we are. Finally. Where you at? Oh, hey. Wonderful. Well worth it. Now we can see the battlefields all around. And that's a steep drop off. If you're scared of heights, you might not want to come up here. Cool. Look at that. This was the main monument. May not get to see all of them, but this is really cool. for old Greenhouse. You out there, buddy? This is all battlefield. Old Greenhouse, where are you? Can't come down here in the dark, I don't think. I think they closed the door. Greenhouse, you're not so green, are you? You're a deer. What about that? Better watch it. Yeah, a person had to spend a whole day here to hike and see all these monuments. They're just all over the place, man. Really cool. I've never been here before. Here. All over the place. Alright, Green Eyes. Don't see you, but we're leaving you. Alright, Chickamauga. See you later, Green Eyes. Here I am on the way to find out another haunting tale in Tennessee. This place is located in Cleveland, Tennessee. It's called the Craigmiles Bloody Mausoleum. The story behind this is John Craigmiles, who was a businessman during the Civil War and ran a commissary for the Confederacy supposedly, and he might have even worked and sold goods for everybody. But he demanded that there's be gold and not the paper money that they had back then, which was a really smart move. As a result of that, he became a very rich person. After the war, though, however, his family seemed to have a lot of tragedies, because you would have thought that'd be a great thing, but it didn't seem that way. In 1871, Nina, his 7-year-old daughter, was killed in a train struck by a carriage which she was riding in. And as a result, John was really sad about this and grief-stricken, so he built this big mausoleum for Nina's body, and it came from white marble, which was from Italy, a special looking building. Also, he created the church there, which is now called St. Luke's Episcopal Church. And the reason why it's called that is because the day Nina died, it was St. Luke's Day. So this happened as a community thing and all around. So everybody came together and said, hey, yeah, let's name it that after that day that she died. So that's why the church is named that, St. Luke's Episcopal Church, because of Nina, who died that day. And Craigmiles' family, they paid for all this and had all this built. So really all this church, the mausoleum and everything there would not be there today if it hadn't been the tragic death of Nina. But right after Nina, though, however, was buried in this mausoleum, dark red stains appeared on the white marble of the mausoleum. And they tried to scrub them, and I think they even tried to replace some of the marble stones, but yet it still came back. And it just seemed to be haunted, is what a lot of people would say, that because of the tragedy. However, that wasn't in the story. After that, they tried to have another child, an infant son, and he died also, and he was buried in the mausoleum. And it seemed like that the stains got bigger. And next, unbelievably, is that John fell down in ice and broke his arm, and as a result had blood poisoning, and that killed him. And finally, which I'll say this is unbelievable too, because I didn't know, Adelia, his wife, got killed by a car. Well, she obviously lived a few years later, in 1920. I said, a T model or something like that. But it just seemed that a lot of tragedies happened to the family, which in each incident they claim that this dark stain grow bigger in the marble. It's actually above the door in the archway as you walk into the mausoleum. So some of the other things I found in researching this in Wikipedia and online is that there was actually later on a statue made of Nina from Italy to be placed at the mausoleum, and it was actually on the Titanic, believe it or not. There you go, believe it or not. So it's at the bottom of the ocean. Well, this is a true story of the things that happened, or whether or not it's because of the ghost that seemed to put the red stains in there. That could be debatable on that, but it is true, everything else on this. And I kind of felt a little peaceful there as I saw the playground right there beside the little tricycle. Is, you know, if Nina was 7 years old when she died, so maybe she comes out there and plays at night. But who knows? It's a really incredible story. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe.
Alright, I finally made it down to Hell's Bar Dam, which is now the Dam Whiskey. They're actually making whiskey there, but the building is still abandoned and creepy, where you can go visit it and walk around in it. And before the whiskey place, there was a lot of people that came through here, a lot of the urban explorers like Proper People, Mobile Instinct, Franco TV. Oh my gosh, I mean, just about everybody came down there to see this building, because it is really kind of cool to see, that this dam, which was built in the 1900s, which was later taken over by TVA, which it was leaking so much water, said forget it, and they tore the Weir Dam down and just left this building right in the middle of the stream, and it filled up with 50 foot of water on 5 stories of the building. So as you come in the main building, you're about 50 foot above the water. It's pretty cool. It's also creepy and haunted. It's been used as haunts. It also has a haunted house during Halloween you can go to, which is really cool. And there's people who supposedly of the story died here, like some children who drowned in a underground or underwater tunnel that used to go across there. There was a person murdered in there, and there was some guys, fell in the concrete, either fussing or fighting, or accidentally, or still in the concrete walls. And there was at least a couple people electrocuted, which is real, and there was documentation on that. But it's a really cool building. The whiskey place is really cool. You can go in there and visit. They got the store in here, and they're really cool people in there. They encourage people to come in there and do the tours and visit the place. It's pretty cool. You can go in there and enjoy the whiskey spirits and the haunted spirits. Let's go check it out.
Alcohol boil around 175 degrees, water at 212, so we'll run that thing.
Yeah, I see that.
There's actually a red-tailed catfish here.
Red?
Came down for a while. I'm assuming he's down at the bottom. So if you've seen the Ghost Adventures episode where they were here, they picked up like an image of like a person kind of looking thing on infrared. It was up on that platform.
Okay.
And we'll walk that way. You can walk up there. When the dam was here, you could walk out the doors and see the problem.
This is where the ghost hunters call a ghost. Yeah. Get her up there. Now this goes down to flooded, right?
Yep. Same water level as what we were just looking at over there. Dam in the round? The dam? No. Oh, the distillery's only technically like 4 years old. So we have all our, so I mean, we're old enough now, like all our product is ours. All the bourbon is ours. Yeah. Actually, 101.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck. Everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep. Don't give a fuck, can't stop. Unplug, feeling overwhelmed. I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy. Gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it. I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got
Last year we had, I think they had wait times 4 hours. Oh, really? We're changing it up this year. We're gonna have like a lot of activities, food, the bars. Yeah. We're gonna have all kinds of stuff. You'll get a group number and you'll just do whatever. So yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna have people stand. So this gives you an idea of just how thick most of the concrete is. And then they use rough cut lumber back then for all the forms, so it took pattern from that wood. So this is the direction that we go to get to the other building where the main attraction is for the Halloween. I'm actually going to walk you up to the entrance in here and tell you about it. There's pieces everywhere that aren't here right now.
Oh, really?
There's ways in from over here. Examples of just how dangerous this place once was. There would have been wiring running through all these, and there was never any doors, covers, or anything. It was always just open. Somewhere in the wall right there, roughly where the pipes are going through it, there's actually 2, possibly 3 men entombed in that wall.
Really?
There's 2 stories. One is one guy was kind of a troublemaker, so his coworkers were going to push him in, and when they pushed him in, he grabbed another guy. The other is that 3 guys were just working and they fell in, like something collapsed, I guess, or something. They fell in for him. So yeah, there's at least 2 guys in that wall. This room here, this is all Greenwood. This is our same style in there. Oh, that's why. So we would have gone. So this is a front area, just in a little bit better shape than the other one was. So you can still see labeling, and you can kind of see where some of the dollars and stuff are moving. I just can't get over how good the shape is. So this area is where all the like management, guests, and investors, and all that would be in the VIP area. They even had their own exit and entrance over here. $39 was the private ownership and change names.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then after that, TPA owned it, who did you guys buy it from?
So then it went private after they sold it off, and I'm trying to think how many, I know there was another one before them. It ended up getting tied to the whole area, so all the marine and all that, all that stuff.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Just to make sure. All right, well then.
If that thing go backwards, I seen somebody turn it.
The South Pittsburg Hospital, or near Chattanooga, Tennessee. This place has been, you know, a haunted destination for lots of different people, YouTubers, and even, the road chasers. A lot of these TV shows go in there, honey, for ghosts. And it's, way up in the mountains, hills, kind of way back off on its own. And, it's abandoned, but there's still stuff in there from the hospital. It's a paranormal research center now, and you can actually go and visit this place. But, and I went there one night. It's really, really creepy. People see, a lot of times these, of course, apparitions and voices and shadow people and a lot of things of that nature. But, before this building was actually built, it's rumored or say that it was built over a ancient Indian burial ground. So it's got some kind of a, deal with that or curse or something spooky with that. But if you go in here, there are several ghosts that people know about. One's called Buddy. I called him Billy, but I think they call him Buddy. And he was a little kid that went hunting for night crawlers just because he's going to go fishing, all excited. And he came back and he was bit all over. And I said, "What happened?" And he showed them the supposed worms that he got, and they weren't worms. They were actually snakes, little baby copperheads. Unfortunately, he did die from that, and he went to this hospital. There's another ghost in there called John. It was an inmate. He's kind of a mean dude, Got to watch out for him. And then they say there's like a 7-foot tall man that walks around in the building there. The people saw a lot of other stuff, a lot of other ghosts. And, you can really visit this place. Very creepy.
Just see what haunted it is here. If there's any hospital, I'd say, is stuck back in the woods and sticks, this is it. That looks like an old manhole, or I have no idea what that is. Here's the back of it around here. And there you go. And there's where I'm going to be here in just a few minutes. Good deal. All right. So here I am in South Pittsburg Hospital. And this right here, this room right here, is right beside the closest thing you're going to get to a morgue. So here's a bathroom. And they cut a hole in here, but this is where they kept the bodies. So I guess somebody taking a dump might have even not known that they were sitting by a bunch of dead bodies. But this was it right here. This was it. It's the closest to the morgue you're gonna get. And I think I'm gonna try to see if there's anything in here. Let's check it out. We'd have to go get some worms and night crawlers. And when he came back, he said, "Oh man, these things bit me. They were mean." And when they said, "Oh, those are not night crawlers, Billy. Those are snakes." So Billy actually got into a nest of snakes. Little baby copperheads probably. They were poisonous. And he was rushed to the emergency room here. And later on died, unfortunately, from all the little snake bites. Because little snakes are just as poisonous, not more, than the big snakes. But that's a true story about little Billy. So Billy may be still here. Who knows? There it goes. It's making a noise. All right. So here we are in the chapel, and this is the real chapel where people came. It's not a real big thing at all. There is another one, they call it the phone chapel, which is phony. It looks more like a real funeral home type. I'll go check that out later. Good deal. Alright. Hope there's nobody down here. This must be the pad room. Nah, I don't think so. Dining. How cool is, oh crap, look at that. Looking at myself right there. This was the dining room. That's creepy. Then you come down through here. Something's going on there. This must have been the kitchen, I guess. That creepy. All right, this must be the freezer room, paper storage. This was where they stored all the
meat and bodies. No, that's where all the food was stored. Cool. So what else we can find out here? I saw something down this way. So it's pretty cool. Check it out. Check it out. Listen. That might be somebody. Alright. So I managed to find the one creepy place down here they call the phone chapel. And the reason why it's called that, because it was said that there was funerals down here and stuff like that. Pretty cool. What's that noise? So this was they call the city, Tri-City Pharmacy. That's where all the drugs are at. Maybe they're still there. Check everything out here. Don't think I've been back to here. This section here, I'm lost all the time. Yeah. Gonna buy myself out. Yeah, man, look at that. Type of drugs. Amoxicillin. Yeah. All kinds of cool stuff. Still here. That's where you got them, I guess. So the story or legend of the haunting of Greenwood Cemetery is around 1897. A lady named Emily and a man named Roger, which are supposedly buried out here somewhere, but I couldn't find any record of that, had met. And they actually lived next to this cemetery and liked to row a boat over a little lake to the cemetery. And by all means seemed like a very lovely couple, got married. And he was a novelist and he wrote a lot of books. And there's a casket sitting out in the road right there. What the heck is that done out there? Just sitting right there on the side. It's crazy. I guess somebody's gonna come and put that in the ground. So they had it. We're going to have a kid or having a child. She was pregnant and the child actually, she had a hard time at birth, and the child actually died, and it kind of caused her to have problems and be bedridden, you might say. She couldn't get out of the bed, and she was like almost somewhat like paralyzed. So it was, you know, heartbreaking to her husband, Roger, but Roger had other things on his mind evidently, since she was always in the bed, so he found another woman called Rosie down at a club somewhere, or at a nightclub, and started seeing her. And then later she said, you know, I can't handle with you being still married, so he came up with this crazy, horrifying plan to take his wife, and boy, that's a creepy looking place right there if anybody lives there. And
lake, but then when he got to the lake, he just kept pushing her in the lake. She said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So he drowned her. He pushed her in the water until she drowned in this lake. And supposedly, this lake is right here. And I'm gonna try to get out and see if I can find it. Because there's no lake obvious, near here. This is up on a hill, but there is some type of water right here beside the lake. And I don't think I can get in there. I think this is gated off. I think. It may not be. I don't know. Or not. I don't know. It's right here. Let's go check it out. This is supposedly the lake that they came to, and they would row a boat over there, and there's actually a little landing over there that actually looks like crazy. Like there's actually a little landing over there where they supposedly came in over here and got the boat. And before, when they were married and happy, they would come across here and they visit Greenwood Cemetery. But as it was, when she got later sick, that's when Roger came up with this crazy idea. And the things that you supposedly see in here is like the tracks of the wheelchair, because right over there is the cemetery. And right over here is kind of we probably would have rolled her in. I don't know if that actually ever happened, but I don't see some dog tracks, but I don't see any wheelchair tracks. That's kind of crazy. That's it right there. That's the lake everybody's talking about. Dang, there was a fish I just saw jump over there. Evidently full of fish, and that's where it happened. She was drowned in there, and then later he came in and got in the boat, got out here, and he drowned too by the ghost of her. So that's where Emily and Roger ended up drowning, and supposedly they were buried over at the graveyard, but we don't know that. I couldn't find it. But that's the story. Right here's where it supposedly happened. Very pretty today, but probably not so much back then. Very creepy.